Here, in the session 2, Computer Network and Security Module 3 in the network layer, we are going to learn about the some of the principles behind the network layer and the services. Network layer services models, forwarding versus routing, how a router works, route, path selection, broadcast multicast, instantiation, implementation in the internet. You see the introduction and what's inside a router. Here you can see the architecture of a router. The two key router functions is which is used by a router is to run the algorithms of RIP, OSPF and BGP. So forwarding the datagram from the input, incoming and outgoing links. Here you can see the routing processor, high speed switching fabric, input ports and the output ports. The router also used to management control plane software, forwarding data plane hardware. So you can see in the picture that forwarding table is computed, pushed to input ports. You can see the input port functions in detail, which is having a line termination, link layer protocol, lookup forwarding QL. The line termination, which is used in a physical layer, which used a bit level reception, data link layer, Ethernet, decentralized switching, given the datagram destination, lookup output port is used in forwarding table in the input port memory. The goal is to compute the input port processing at the line side, queuing if the datagram arrives faster than the forwarding rate into switch fabric. Switching fabrics, so transfer the packet from input buffer to the appropriate output buffer. Switching rate, at which packets can be transferred from input to outputs, which is often measured as a multiple of input or output line rates. The n input switching rate n times the line rate description, and we have a different types of connection with memory connection, bus and crossbar. Switching via memory. It is the first generation routers which used switching via memory techniques, where traditional computers with switching under direct control of CPU. The packets is copied into system's memory, the speed limited by memory bandwidth, two bus crossing per datagram. So input port, the memory, then memory from memory it go to output port. Switching via bus, the datagram from the input port memory to output port memory via shared bus. The bus connection, the switching speed limited by bus connection bandwidth. So 32 Gbps bus Cisco 500 router is sufficient to speed for access and enterprise router. In the switching via interconnection network, the overcome bus bandwidth limitations, which is as a Banyan network, crossbar, and other reconnection internet nets initially developed to connect the processor in multiprocessor. The advanced design, the fragmenting datagram is used. It concludes the session number 2. Thank you.